we've mentioned the Air Force, who were extremely courageous and very good.
If you're a fast jet pilot, you've got to be good, or you're dead. I mean, it doesn't matter which country you come from, because they've got to have bloody good reactions, they've got to be good. And the Argentinians, if you imagine, what are they, sort of racing drivers, polo players? I mean, what better sort of chap to have sitting in a fighter?
They knew what they were doing. They knew how to attack the ship. So they all lined up, one after the other, and came up the stern. At that time, the captain ordered full speed. We tried to manoeuvre to get our 20 millimetres to bear, but it seemed whichever way the captain turned the ship, there was an aircraft lined up on the stern, ready to come in.
HMS Plymouth, assigned to protect, only just dodged 2 bombs herself.
They targeted the ships, the lifeline for the task force.
How the British task force commanders have underestimated the determination of the Argentine pilots.
Ship after ship in San Carlos water was hit by Argentinian aircraft.
By enemy action in my life.
I was watching Antelope, and suddenly a huge explosion in front of my eyes. Large parts of her superstructure flew up into the air.
I remember that explosion echoing round, and then followed by a series of other explosions that went all night.
It was a shock to see one's own ship explode, burn and sink before one's eye.
Galahad was lightly armed, and the Welsh Guards had no defence against air attack.
They actually hadn't seen the Argentine Air Force at work, because for the 5 days they'd been there, the bad weather had kept the Argentine Air Force away.
One of the ships, the Galahad, burst into flames immediately. But that wasn't the end of it. The other landing ship, Sir Tristram, began to smoke. It had been hit in the same raid, although the fire took longer to gain a hold. But that ship, too, was lost, burning fiercely in the night.
When the helicopter landed, I was in the stretcher, and I was supporting my left leg in the air. And obviously, there was a lot of bits hanging off it, so I suppose it looked very horrific.
We were flying so low to avoid our anti-aircraft systems that many of their bombs weren't exploding when they hit our ships. Making the bombs safe now fell into the hands of the diving team.
Burney successfully removed the bomb from the Galahad. Naval disposal teams cradled unexploded bombs off 6 other ships. If these bombs had detonated on impact, the British campaign would have been stopped in its tracks.
Certainly the people of Plymouth haven't known anything like it since the Second World War. The atmosphere today was in stark contrast to that of 30 days ago, when the first of the task force ships sailed out.
Well, you know, I got a few mates on there and everything, and I remember how they are, but it's very disheartening, and, well, I can't really say much more. Shocked us all.
2 años después, el contraalmirante Woodward, comandante del Grupo de Batalla Naval, explicaba la retirada de los días y decía:
Lo que pasó es que desconocía el potencial de la Fuerza Aérea Argentina. No fue error mío. Cualquiera en mi lugar hubiera actuado como yo. Nada se pudo hacer contra la persistencia de los pilotos argentinos. Fue algo extraordinario. Aparecía por todas partes.
Ante el pueblo de la nación, ante vuestros superiores y ante Dios nuestro Señor, juráis a la patria seguir constantemente su bandera y defenderla hasta perder la vida,